Warmane. Warmane,
Main war,
Rip
Warmane,
Bugman,
Shadow
the
Mane,
best server on the
Warbug.
planet. Or shovel that Shadowmourne up your. If it still wouldn't be clear, we're talking about the biggest Wrath of the Lich King server, Warmane. So how's Warmane in 2022? You know what's the most frequent response from someone not playing on Warmane when I ask them about the server?
Oh no, I would never play there. Everyone has a Shadowmourne and Bessenslaw gear. Most likely bought all the items on their donate shop. Gear before skill. Paid to win server full of hackers and scripters.
Warmane is a very special server. It is really hard to start playing on it, and you won't be competitive unless you donate, but over time, the effort and time invested into the game will reward you with a fun experience. Just to clarify, if I talk about Warmane, I mean Wrath of the Lich King realms, not the dead Mist of Pandaria Frostwolf realm. On Warmane you have 4 realms to choose from: Icecrown, Lordaeron, Blackrock, and Frostmourne. Icecrown is a times 7 XP realm. Lordaeron is times 1, Blackrock is instant level 80, and Frostmourne is times 10 for Alliance and times 7 for Horde. The XP rates for Alliance are increased due to faction imbalance. This video has been recorded 2 weeks prior to Frostmourne 3's release, on which there should be times 7 XP rates for both factions. I will explain the situation around Frostmourne later in the video. Icecrown realm is by far the most populated realm on Warmane. If you want to play an MMORPG with the world flooded with players, look no further. The leveling experience is great. The times 7 XP rates are just enough. You won't spend the rest of your life leveling, and will be able to enjoy many zones along the way and getting to know your class in the process. Quests are working, random dungeon finder is popping, and there's also occasional world PvP to spice things up a little bit. Unfortunately, it is not always about fighting players of similar level. Unless you stay in your capital the whole way through and just level through dungeon finder, you can expect to get one shot at least a few times in the open world while questing by some bored, greasy fat level 80 that has no shot taking down a player of his level, so he will be there in Hellfire Peninsula waiting for people like you that are 20 levels below to kill you and make your day worse. These level 80s tend to hang out in Outland and Northrend, not so much in Eastern Kingdoms or Kalimdor, so you should be relatively safe there. You get to play all types of content, PvE, from random normal and heroic dungeons to raids, especially ICC and Ruby Sanctum. It might be more difficult to get into raids if you have no achievements or super high gear score, but there are also many guilds constantly recruiting new members that will surely help you. You can play PvP cross-realm against players from Lordaeron and Blackrock too, so there should be no issue queuing up for any arena bracket or random battlegrounds. The world feels alive everywhere you go. Icecrown is truly the closest to the original Wrath of the Lich King feel as you can get. Other than level 80s killing you, however, there are also other downsides to Icecrown realm. Every afternoon/night, the population reaches and goes well above 12,000 players online. 12,000 is the cap for any Warmane realm. That means you will have to upgrade your Warmane account to premium if you don't want to wait in queues when logging in. All you need to do is pay 10 euros for 10 donate coins and you automatically skip any queue. It is less than a 1-month subscription on retail, so it's not really a big deal, but it can be annoying to people that are against any payments in World of Warcraft or games in general. This queue skipping is only necessary on Icecrown realm at the moment. The other realms are not reaching such high numbers of people online at one point, so it's not an issue there. Lordaeron is a realm for more hardcore players. Not only the leveling experience takes way longer than on any other realm, except Blackrock, but also the PvE content is more difficult. The bosses hit harder, so you can't really call it Blizz-like since it's actually boosted beyond the Blizz-like values. Lordaeron is well established realm with high population. Not nearly as high as the Icecrown realm, but it still has thousands of players online at one time and going up to around 8,000 in the evening every day. The population is overall much more welcoming than on the other realms, and you feel a sense of camaraderie on the server since it took a lot more effort to even hit max level for all the players. There's also no cash shop on Lordaeron, unlike all the other realms. You cannot buy power. It is the ultimate alpha chat realm. If you can kill the Lich King here, you can become a president in real life. Blackrock is the original arena tournament realm. Probably the most famous place for WoW PvPers in the history. It has never been easier to enter PvP. All you have to do is create a character. Upon first logging in, you talk to an NPC, get your preset talents, gear with enchants and sockets already on it, just by clicking one single button. Then you just copy your user interface, which can be done in a few seconds with add-ons, and you are ready to go. Literally from the time you create your character till the time you are able to queue up for an arena or a BG, it only takes you up to 30 seconds. Blackrock has also a custom arena bracket, the 3v3 solo queue. Your partner is offline but you feel like playing arena? No problem. Just talk to an NPC and in a matter of seconds, you are in arena climbing the 3v3 solo queue ladder. If it's not an instant log, it takes up to around 10 or 20 seconds for you to get in. That is, if you are a healer. If you queue up as a DPS, it usually takes a bit longer. You can also queue up with a friend and enter a duo queue at the same place. This way it will pair you against other players that are also playing in a duo queue. You can find custom NPCs and zones, making it much easier for you to enjoy the game without unnecessary time investments into traveling across the zones and buying consumables, gear, or mounts in different places. There's a dedicated duel zone for the best warriors in the world. You can check out my video on how I fight one of them in the arena. There's also Arena Spectator, where you can watch live games and also see how many people are playing at that moment. People are constantly spamming the chat looking for arena partners for 2v2 and 3v3, so you shouldn't have a hard time finding somebody to play with. I have found many great people via global chat that I'm friends with to this day. Another great thing about Blackrock is that you can get all the PvE items for your efforts in PvP from vendors. Yes, even Shadowmourne. There's a custom questline for Shadowmourne where you have to reach a certain rating, do battlegrounds and so on in order to get the weapon. Better items are unlocked as you progress with your arena rating, much like with the PvP items. And finally, Frostmourne. Frostmourne is a seasonal realm. What that means is it always starts fresh on the first season of Wrath of the Lich King with the first raid, Naxxramas, and so on. The first Frostmourne realm of this kind was released in April 2020. It always lasts a year, during which you get to play all Wrath of the Lich King content released continuously over the 12 months. Currently, Frostmourne number 2 is running and Frostmourne number 3 will be launched in 2 weeks from now, on the 15th of April 2022. With that, Frostmourne 2's characters will be transferred over to Icecrown and Frostmourne will be completely reset and everyone will start over. I will make a separate video on Frostmourne 3 in the upcoming days where I go through everything in detail. This is a great opportunity to experience loaded low-level zones, older content, and face equal enemies. Nobody will have best in slot gear. No Shadowmournes, no overpowered PvE gear in PvP. Everybody will have to work for it. Many custom features, time-walking raids, boosted reputation gains to support Alliance in the faction balance issues, and much more. Frostmourne is a progressive realm in every sense of the word. The big downside to Frostmourne is that the population drastically declines over time. There's a big hype at launch, but it doesn't last for too long, and the PvP population is really low. You rarely see a team consisting of Frostmourne players in Arena ever. Let's talk about the population. Warmane is the biggest server in the world. Comparable only to WoW Circle, which is mostly a Russian server, but a very big one. If the numbers both servers show are not lying, Warmane and Circle are very comparable. And you can even see it when you click on the Arena Spectator, which there is on both servers. You can see very similar activity in PvP. Fake numbers or not, there are no other servers coming even close. Warmane has been out for many years. Your characters and your hard work is there to stay. Previously, Mountain WoW, after some questionable decisions and leadership drama, has been renamed to Warmane in 2015. Will the longevity be affected by the release of Wrath of the Lich King Classic on retail? We will have to see, but until then, I'm gonna enjoy Warmane and prepare myself for what's coming with Classic. My love, PvP, 3v3 solo queue, duo queue, arena spectator, dual zone, talent/gear spec preset on one click, active PvP participation, custom PvP quests and rewards, 3v3 event, which I don't really like as much since it really forces you to play 3v3 and that one specific hour since you cannot queue for any other bracket. Fuck that shit. PvE gear purchasable at vendor on Blackrock. Mercenary mode for random battlegrounds. Mercenary mode is a cross faction in other words. You can turn this feature on or off whenever you want to. The realms are connected for PvP, arenas and battlegrounds. Icecrown, Lordaeron and Blackrock are all connected together and you can queue up against people from the other realms. Frostmourne, however, is an exception, since it's a seasonal realm most of the time on a different content patch than Icecrown and Lordaeron realms. Luckily, there is an option to opt into Frostmourne's PvP battle group from the Blackrock realm. What that means is that you can either play your Blackrock character as equal to a Frostmourne character, you get the equipment and everything similar to the current season that is running on Frostmourne, or you can opt into the regular Icecrown / Lordaeron season and play against players from those realms. You will make the decision first thing after logging in on your fresh character. The PvP experience is heavily hindered by the amount of players with Shadowmournes from as early as 0 MMR. You will often see players with best in slot gear stuck at 1500 rating. Imagine starting fresh on the server with a basic relentless set and trying to compete against half or full wrathful geared players. One of the forbidden words on Warmane: scripts. I've never faced a scripter or anyone I would visibly see they have an advantage. However, I have not played above 2k rating on Warmane yet, so I can't really tell how it is at the top. I've heard of many bans and reports of people using scripts and hacks. At this point, I think it is something that will never disappear from the server. All we can do is report these players, provide evidence and get them banned as soon as possible. By the way, if anyone here has a footage of Arena on Warmane where you can clearly see scripts being used, I would really like to see it. People will always look for an advantage. And that brings us to Donate and Cash Shop. Donate is a huge thing on Warmane. Shadowmourne costs you around 150 euros, which isn't too much. It is still affordable for way too many people. And that's the problem. Majority of PvPers are stuck at around 15 or 1600 rating in Arena with 50 to 50 scores. After some time you just get fed up of bumping into fully geared people that have an unfair advantage of either donating themselves or playing here longer. So you too will donate to have a chance and be competitive. And so you donate too. I have a video on donate up on the channel already, so I won't mention everything here. You can buy almost anything on the donate shop. You can buy best in slot gear, cosmetics, bags, mounts, pets, and much more. You can even sell and buy characters on the website. I myself don't have a problem with the donate shop, but I can see why other people do. If it really bothers you that much, just play on Lordaeron where you don't have it, although you will still keep facing people from Icecrown and Blackrock in the arena who can donate. Server scripts. 99% of the stuff works as intended. The quests are scripted well, no major issues in PvP or PvE. Occasional bug here and there. For instance, there's a bug where you can buff the commanding shout from warrior on one party member and then buff the other member with a battle shout. But not many people know about this or know how to use it, and it's just a very minor issue. So overall, really good scripting and one of the best I've seen on any private server, but don't expect perfection of course. Oh, Toxicity. It's an old server running even older expansion, so what do you expect? People will get bored, will have nothing to do, so they will start drama, they will gank low levels. Those are just extra ways of having fun for some people in this old game. The older the server and expansion, the more bored people there will be, and the more toxicity you can expect. Lordaeron is a bit of an exception, at least in my experience, and it doesn't count for everyone. I've met many great people in Warmane too, so just be around people that you like and / ignore the rest. Staff and communication. I can't really say much on this topic. I have never come across an issue that would need a GM ticket or any interaction with the members of the staff. I've heard both, good and bad, about the staff from different sources, but I can't talk from my own experience. I've been enjoying playing on Warmane for many months now, over a few years. And I've had no serious issues that would need assistance yet. But what I do know is that they don't hesitate to address server issues such as faction imbalance. They applied quick changes as soon as these problems arose in Frostmourne realm, unlike some other servers, Apollo 3. And finally, what would I like to see improve? I am mainly a PvP player, and for PvP I would really love to see a 1v1 rated arena option. WoW Circle has it, why does Warmane not have it? I think it would be very refreshing to see a new bracket, and it's not just about the 1v1 itself. It's about facing other people that could be your potential future arena partners. Imagine fighting a guy in a 1v1 arena, liking his playstyle and hitting him up after the game for some 2v2 games because you saw him play and you liked it. Easy, right? Who needs LFG? Rated Battlegrounds. This is something that is already a thing on WoW Circle, which I have mentioned a couple times already since it is the only other option comparable to Warmane. I know it would probably be a lot of work for the developers, but I think it would be greatly appreciated to have this type of competitive battleground experience. We can see that the Warmane staff is open to new ideas and innovation, since they plan on doing mythic dungeons on Frostmourne 3, so I think rated battlegrounds would not be out of the question either. Arena points catch-up system. It's way too difficult for a new player to catch up to all the full wrathful people with best in slot PvE items. It will literally take you months to gear a single character to be somewhat competitive. I would really like to see some kind of a catch-up mechanic. Something like Tori and Stormforge have, where you get a higher conquest point cap and it's just on you. As many arenas as you can win, that's how much conquest points you will earn. To sum it up, Warmane is so popular for a reason. It is not perfect by all means, but it is just good enough for thousands and thousands of players. Overall, you get a very solid, stable and responsive server. No crashes, no latency issues, huge population and active player base. Custom perks, innovation, especially on Frostmourne and Blackrock realms. The best Wrath of the Lich King experience on an international server and comparable experience to the best private service out there in many regards. All this and more is Warmane in 2022. It is one of my personal top 3 picks for the best private server as of right now, and I think it will stay that way until the release of Wrath of the Lich King Classic on retail. And who knows, maybe even after.